Okay guys, I'm gonna prep a meal for the week I'm gonna do my slow cooker, but I gotta prep it up and make sure I got everything set up. And the nice thing is I'm gonna measure as I go. I have a notepad and a pen so I can write down all the numbers and not have to try to forget it or remember it off the top of my head. And how I'm gonna do that, I got my scale, turn my scale on. I'm gonna place a plate down. And then I'm also going to weigh the bag, just in case there's a little extra. I'll then zero it out, and I'm going to start adding ingredients. Starting with my beef chuck pot roast. Good, so I got my meat in the bag. I've weighed it out. It is 2 pounds, 9.4 ounces. So I'm going to write that one down. Good, now that I got that weighed, I'm going to zero it out. And I'm going to start to add my oil. Now I'll give you an idea how much I'm putting in here. Good, and I put in almost and a half, 3.3 ounces of olive oil, which I think should be just fine. From there, I'm gonna add some general salt. I'm gonna go with, just to get a good nice measure, and I know exactly how much. This is 1/4 of a cup. I'm gonna go with about half. I'm gonna go with about 1/8 of a cup, maybe just a little over. From there, I'm gonna put in onion. Now I'm gonna put in quite a bit of onion. I hope you guys are prepared for this. This is actually a sweet onion. It's not a Yakima, so it's not that good. But it will give a better, I think, overall flavor when it comes to the stew. Here's the thing, I cut it in really big rings, and I'm gonna cut these in half, maybe a couple I'll go in quarters, so there's still some big chunks of onion. Good, now let's put in the onion. Let's see how much it weighs. I've zeroed out the scale one more time. In the end, I'm going to finish up with just about 1 pound on the dot of onions. Now, I'm going to throw in some carrots. Now, I like to buy baby carrots because it's super easy. I can throw them in bags and take them as snacks. So I'm going to use this as kind of my bulk carb, I would say, in my stew. So, nice thing with these, I can just throw them in. I actually like this size when it's been on a low cook for about 8 hours. Makes it really nice and tender, and it gives it a lot of the flavor of the meat, the onions, the garlics when we get in there. And finish that off. It looks like about 1 pound, 4 ounces or so. Keeping in mind, 1 pound, 16 ounces. So you're looking at 20 ounces if you're looking to plug that into MyFitnessPal under just an ounce count. Keep that in mind. Go ahead and finish it off here with 5 ounces of mushrooms. These are sliced up shiitake. I've lost 2. Tears. Good, now for our garlic count. As we go through, I am actually going to shell these pieces as I throw them in there because I want big whole chunks. I have about 2 cloves, and I just pop these off. You'd be surprised how much pressure you can really crush into these, and that's just going to break the shell on the garlic. And very simply, I'll just peel that shell off. I'm left with that hunk. I'm going to cut off the little hard part at the edge. And then from there, I'm just going to cut these one, maybe on the larger side, into quarters, so halves or quarters, and I'm just going to throw them in there. I'll end up gauging appropriately the weight right afterwards. In the end, garlic came out to be about 1.5 cloves, and a total weight of just under 3 ounces. Yeah, like totally 3 ounces. Last thing I'll end up finishing this off with is just some pepper. And then tomorrow in the morning, when I actually throw it in before I go off to work, I'll put it on low. It's going to sit there until I get home. And I'm going to also throw in about a can of chicken stock. I would put beef stock in for this, but chicken stock's what I got. And it'll at least add a lot of flavor tones to that, so I don't have to deal with a ton of crazy spices or anything like that. Cool. Good luck with this one, and I'll show you the results when we get there. It's time to set off my pot roast. So I had it all prepped. Boom. All I gotta do, set it into my crock pot slow cooker. I'm gonna throw it on to low because we're gonna cook this for 8 hours or so. Basically, I'm gonna head off to work, and when I come back, we'll see how this turns out. Whole place smells like it, and it is ready to eat. Let's do this thing.